heard about this BDE, need to get out there. Like, I need to just like jumpstart I was just basically DTF.
I would love to be married. That's fun, but I would definitely be like, it would be definitely an open marriage.
Okay.
Because I can't, like, nothing wrong with people being with someone forever, but I'm not gonna sit here and really like tell myself, okay, so I'm only gonna this one for the rest of my life. That's fucked up.
When a woman is in a marriage and she feels like she doesn't belong or the man doesn't belong, or for whatever reason, she gets to that point in life where either the children or the man continuing to become more successful and having more options makes her feel like less of a woman. The one thing that can make her feel better about herself is a younger man being intimate with her. Here's the problem. At some point, she's going to have to again face the reality that she's beyond her prime, and she has to start viewing life from a different perspective than she did when she was young, beautiful, and the world was her oyster. One example of this is Kim Kardashian. Now, you know, her and Pete just broke up, and we know the story about how all of that went down and how Kanye was doing all the things he was doing while they were together, and how this guy was getting tattoos all on him and branding all on him and all of that. But she finally admits that the only reason she got with this guy is because his ex, Ariana Grande, told the world that Pete was a backbreaker. Now, I will say this. Many times, a woman will get with you just because she hears you're a backbreaker, feels like you're a backbreaker, you got that energy of a backbreaker. And that's exactly what Kim said. And she said all she was ready to do was DTF. In other words, she was just down. Now, we're going to take a listen to this quick video, man, where she's admitting this in her own words. And then we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
Called the producer at SNL and I was like, hey, do you have Pete's number? And they were like, yeah. And I text him. I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to be in a relationship with him. I was just thinking like, heard about this BDE, need to get out there. Like, I need to just like jumpstart I was just basically DTF.
Now, you know, the reality of the scenario is this, man. If you're going to put yourself in a situation with a woman, then I would suggest you don't put yourself in a situation with a married woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because that has its own particular set of nuances and circumstances, and also quite a few consequences and repercussions. But let's just say the woman isn't married. A lot of times, you're going to be with a woman who simply needs to be made to feel good. You know, like Monsters Ball. You see what I mean? You got to keep in mind that if this is all a woman wants from you, then you got to wrap your mind around that concept. You can't be going to get no tattoos of her children on you. You can't be going to get her name branded on you. You can't be going to do all that, because the bottom line is, what more can a woman want from you when she's fresh out of a marriage? Nothing. There's nothing more she can want. There's two different types of men that a woman wants in her life. She wants a man with stability, which Kanye was. And she wants a man with intimate agility, which she heard Pete was. In a perfect world, all women would have two men. And you know I ain't making this up. Look how much they talk now about not just having one man. Take a listen.
I would love to be married. That's fun, but I would definitely be like, it would be definitely an open marriage.
Okay.
Because I can't, like, nothing wrong with people being with someone forever, but I'm not gonna sit here and really like tell myself, okay, so I'm only gonna this one for the rest of my life. That's fucked up. It's not like we have body parts for a reason. Let's explore them. You know what I'm saying?
Like different body parts from different people.
Yeah, explore them. Like, we're so many people in this world. Do we really want to one person forever?
7 billion people.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of, you know.
It's crazy because
and what?
Pussy.
It's like win-win.
When you think about this, There are just too many different options. So her mind, the majority of the time, is just going to be overrun with thoughts and ideas of being intimate, but not with the same guy. So once this was finished and it had run its gamut, Pete had to leave her. Why? Because Pete proposed to her. Once Pete realized that this woman didn't want that from him, like she's saying here, she didn't want that, he had to move on. And Pete did a great thing then, because the moment you realize a woman doesn't want to give you the thing that you want from her, or contribute the thing that you think she needs to contribute, or that you want her to contribute, man, then you got to move on. You ain't got no time to be trying to wait and see if she gonna step up to the plate. Wait and see if she gonna rise to the occasion. You ain't got time. If she gonna rise to the occasion, let her rise to the occasion with somebody else. You got a life to live, homie. You ain't got no time to wait for no woman to come in and give the thing that she need to be given. So salute to Pete Davidson for once. Because he should have never got with the married woman in the first place. And when he did, he should have never thought that she was going to move on with him and have some kind of relationship. He had to break up with her because it wasn't going anywhere. And here's the thing. You can say, well, Pete didn't want this, he didn't want that. Man, if you get a woman name branded on you, bro, you want some. If you're enough of a simp to believe that you should get a woman name branded on you and it's okay, you just move on, man, then, you know, maybe you need to do some soul searching. Because the reality of the scenario is this. The woman's supposed to be getting your name branded on her. That's what's supposed to be happening. But you men got to understand, whatever the relationship is based on, you have to embrace that and stop living in that fantasy world thinking that it's going to become something else. You must realize that whatever the foundation of a relationship is, all you can do is build from the foundation. That's all you can do. You can't lay a 1,500 square foot foundation and put a 3,600 square foot house on top of it. And any time a relationship is based 100% solely on a woman being DTF because she believes that you have BDE, you had better accept that that's all the relationship is ever going to be. Now, I'm not saying this to be a fearmongerer. I'm also not saying this to have you men believing that you shouldn't be with a woman, you shouldn't have a relationship, you shouldn't do any of that. But you have to accept the reality of what the relationship is based on. Same way you want the woman to do. If you're dealing with a woman, man, and you don't want a serious relationship and you tell her that, you don't want her to keep pressing you about a serious relationship. If you don't want monogamy, then you don't want her to keep pressing you about monogamy. If all you want to do is see her from time to time, then you want her to accept that. You don't want her to be pressing for things. You don't want her to be asking you questions like,
where are we going from here? What do you see me as? What are we going to be? Are we going to get married? Are we going to live together?
You don't want a woman asking you all of those things when you already laid down to her from the beginning. Hey, I just want to have some fun. You understand? You can be my number one, but you can't be my only one. But many of you men put yourself in a situation where you try to press an issue that's not even there to be pressed. So you end up building something in your mind without laying a foundation and get the rug pulled from under you to where you either get left or you got to walk away from the situation. And I'm going to be honest with you. For a woman who just wanted to be intimate with him in the first place, Pete sure did a lot. Worst of all, getting that woman's kids tattooed on you and getting her name branded on you. I guess you just like a bull at the Kardashian cattle company. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the alpha sphere. Get money division. The place where you